5 Feng Shui Money Tips. How can you ensure that the money you produce does not vanish or become squandered? How can you see your money increase consistently over time, collecting and growing so that you might finally experience true wealth creation rather than always struggling to make ends meet? Getting your finances in order is not difficult, but you will need to follow sound counsel, be disciplined in how you organize your cash flow, and be aware of where you should spend your surplus funds in addition to having good Feng Shui. We offer some suggestions for managing your finances wisely. Make a solid resolution to focus unwaveringly on money management at the start of the year. Aspire to be wealthy, and begin taking charge of your finances in a deliberate and serious manner. You must have a respectful attitude toward money that is neither unduly emotional nor extremely distant. If you wish to amass wealth, you must first have a positive attitude regarding money. Recognize that it is merely a tool in your hands. Allowing money management to overwhelm you is never a good idea. Allow it to become a natural part of your life, one of the talents you must cultivate and incorporate into your everyday routine so that it becomes second nature. To begin, make a thorough assessment of your existing financial status. Know what kind of budget you're working with. Train your mind to think quantitatively, assigning numbers to all of your thoughts and ideas concerning your financial condition. You can't be savvy with money unless you understand the parameters of your circumstance. You can begin to think strategically about your money after you understand the overall position of your revenue and cost sides. This is the beginning of daydreaming and strategizing inside your thoughts. Your hazy ambitions will ultimately become clearer, and you will be on your way to becoming financially wise. 1. Start with your saving potential. You start by forming a saving habit. Amass some cash. The first goal is to avoid ever being in a negative cash flow situation. Allowing yourself to run out of money is never a good idea. Let this be your guiding principle in life. From here, you'll be in a good position to estimate how much money you can save. Saving is a magical term in financial management, and it only requires you to quantify 2 numbers, your total on-hand income and an exact estimate of how much you'll need to spend to meet all of your life's necessities. Don't forget to set away some money for occasional indulgences and small luxuries. You'll be far more qualified to judge if your combined incomes are sufficient for both of you if you do a methodical examination of your financial status. In other words, it reveals whether you are living over your means. 2. An exercise in budgeting. Budgeting is the first step toward developing a habit of tracking your spending. This entails taking charge of your finances. If you want to save money and invest, you must do so. This is how wealth is built, by first building some personal equity. The next step is to broaden your time horizon. Consider thinking beyond your current circumstances and calculating how much money will be coming in and going out over a longer period of time, such as a year. Include vacations and any upcoming expenses. This is to evaluate if your way of life is costing you more than you make. Being financially savvy necessitates thinking outside of the box. If you discover that you never have enough money at the end of each month because your expenses have outpaced your earnings, you should start looking for more financially appealing offers on all of your major purchases. 3. Expanding your income base. Along with looking for ways to increase your income, you should also shop around for better offers and bargains. You may, for example, make it a practice to only shop for clothes and other indulgences during sales and to buy your needs, such as monthly groceries, at warehouse outlets located outside of town. When you really set your mind to it, you'll be astonished how much money you can save. This does not imply that you should stop doing things that make you happy, rather, you should begin to shop wisely. It's a good idea to pay cash for all large transactions to avoid impulse purchases. When we use actual money instead of plastic, we are usually more cautious. Using a credit card, especially if you have several, makes it more difficult to keep track of your spending, so make an effort not to become addicted to your cards. 4. When you have surplus money. If you can save because of your income condition, your financial situation is sound. Start exploring for ways to make your money work for you once you've built up some equity. Don't be content with only getting interest from the bank. There are ways to earn a better return on your investment, and being on the lookout is the best way to find out how. Begin by speaking with your friendly banker about the many deposit programs available. Your first big investment should be in a piece of real estate. This is significant because building wealth in your life begins with the accumulation of assets, and the first true asset in anyone's life is their home. To buy a house or apartment, you'll need to build up some equity, at least enough to qualify for one of the many low-interest home loans available these days. If you have a solid employment and at least another 30 years to go in your career, banks will be more than delighted to provide you with finance to help you buy your own home. If you don't already own your home, you should seriously consider purchasing property to live in. Owner-occupied homes are simple to finance, and the earth element, which represents property, represents wealth creation in 2008. As a result, this is a fantastic time to invest in real estate. Here's a suggestion. Borrow as much as you can to cover the cost of the house, and choose the loan with the longest term. As a result, the amount of equity you'll need as a down payment will be lower. I believe it is not difficult to locate banks ready to finance between 70 and 80% of the buying price of a home, especially if it is in a desirable location. Keep in mind that location is the most important factor to consider. Buy from renowned developers or, if you're buying from an individual, have your banker give you an estimate of how much the bank values the property for you. This is because the amount of money they are ready to lend you is based on their assessment of the property, not on the price you pay. In terms of loan tenure, it makes sense to extend the loan as far as possible to make monthly repayments more manageable. You will find that the cost of renting a home is less than the cost of a monthly mortgage payment, so make sure you do the math to ensure you can afford the payments. Of course, owning a home offers the prospect of long-term capital appreciation. If you think long-term, your home will undoubtedly be worth more than what you paid for it. In terms of repayments, they are becoming less. 5. Trading up. You can also trade up when you own your own home. As your income rises and your family grows, you can utilize your home to assist you trade up, that is, to help you purchase a larger home. When property values rise, they are frequently out of reach for first-time buyers. The only way to stay up with inflation is to have a landed asset, so be sure you have this crucial inflation hedge. If you are buying a home for the first time, you should choose for a landed property rather than a condominium. When it comes to capital appreciation, apartments rarely compare to real property. A 10-year-old landed link house is likewise easier to sell than a 10-year-old flat. Be aware of the issue of liquidity when your financial condition improves and you begin to consider other assets. It should be simple to convert assets back to cash. This is referred to as the liquidity of your investment in financial terms. As a first-time investor, it's important to avoid tying up your funds needlessly. With a simple phone call, you should be able to convert your investment back to tangible cash. The fact that so many people play the stock market is due to this. Playing the stock market needs as much chance as it does financial understanding, and it adds a whole new level to money management. We'll return to this topic later, but for now, concentrate on slowly improving your financial status.